Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khalid. I'm a student outreach officer for the University of Aberdeen. I want to thank you for joining us today on our webinar. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Khalid. I'm a student outreach officer for the University of Aberdeen. I want to thank you for joining us today for our Business Management International Relations webinar, where you'll find out more information about the course and program. And if you have any questions, please leave it till the end. I'll pass it over to our Dean, Russell Williams.
Thank you, Khalid. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Russell Williams. I'm the Dean for the Qatar campus based here in Doha. Yes, just to echo Khalid, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We've got an agenda. I'm going to kick off the presentation with a little bit of an introduction to the university. I'm going to say something about who we are as a university and what you'll be joining and the kind of a sort of environment that you'll experience. We're going to say a little bit more about, obviously, the important thing that you're here to find out about, and that's the undergraduate degree program in Business and Management and International Relations. And we've got colleagues based here in Qatar, and also we're being joined by Professor Mervyn Bain in Aberdeen, who'll be able to give you more information about the program. Then we'll come back to talk about some of the sort of nuts and bolts about how you go about progressing your application to join us at the university. So let's begin. Okay, there's my name again, Russell Williams, Dean for the Qatar campus. Thank you for your interest in the University of Aberdeen and our undergraduate degree program here in Qatar. I'm hoping that you've done some research already. You're about to make a very big step in your life, joining a university and studying for a degree. You hopefully have seen that the University of Aberdeen is what's considered an ancient university. It's founded in 1495, so we're over 500 years old. In fact, last year we celebrated our 525th anniversary. That anniversary marked a big milestone for the university, and it set us thinking about who we are in the world, where we've come from, but importantly, where we think we're heading in the future. What is our vision for the university of the future? And we spent a lot of time thinking about what we now label as our 2040 vision. Again, it's about who we are as an education institution, what we're about, and what we're going to be striving to do. And a lot of that is striving to do things with you students in the future. So that vision document, of course, doesn't throw away everything from the past and set ourselves off on a new path. In fact, when we went back and looked at some of the university's founding documentation, the founding purpose that was there at the beginning is still true today. And the university is about the pursuit of truth in the service of others. And that still is a central theme of the university. But building on that, we listed some key themes about which we try to, serve others in the pursuit of truth. Now, one of the sort of main ones for us is about education and research excellence. You will experience both of those if you come to join us on the university campus. Education excellence is about what happens in the classroom. It's about developing your knowledge, skills, and understanding, so that you leave with that capability to do work that's required in the 21st century. But another part of that is excellence in research, because research informs the teaching that we do at the university. We are a research-led university, and we hope to impart those latest findings, those new theories, those new frameworks in the classes and the lectures that you experience on the campus. So excellence in education and research, that is a founding pillar for us at the university. Another one is inclusivity. When you join the university, you're joining a community, and that community is diverse. It's an international community. We welcome at the university students and faculty from across the world, and you'll experience that international orientation at the university. That is a part of the world that we live in today, and is a part of something that you will have to be able to navigate as a citizen and a manager and a leader of the future. So that's really important. The other element that's key for us as a university is interdisciplinarity. And When you join the university, you'll hear more and more about this, but what does it mean precisely? Well, your degree that you're interested in, business management and international relations, is a perfect example of interdisciplinarity. It's an example of two cognate disciplines coming together to provide some synergies for you students. So it's almost like 1 + 1 = 3. And what we do in this degree, the business management and IR degree, is we recognise that businesses are interacting in a global marketplace that's subject to, trade negotiations, interaction with different governments and different regulations, and navigating this environment requires more than just, or you would benefit from more than just a business management background. So we allow both these discipline areas to come together. We're also focused on the interdisciplinary challenges of our time, and I'm going to say a little bit more about that in a moment. So we're interdisciplinary in the way that we deliver our classes and our lectures and the knowledge and understanding that we impart, but we're also focusing on some key challenges that the world faces. Again, more of that in a moment. I've said that we're inclusive and international already. We live in a global environment, so we need to have that global perspective, and you will see that in the faculty, you'll see that in the issues that we study, and you'll have an opportunity, as well as you'll find out later, to study a part of your programme in the UK at the home campus. We're also sustainable. We want the university to be caring and nurturing of its people, but also sensitive to the world that we live in. Okay, next slide, please. So I mentioned those interdisciplinary challenges that the universities focus on. The globe has many challenges, but we're focusing on 5 at the university. These are our principal themes. Aberdeen, like Qatar, has an energy focus. Aberdeen is the oil and gas capital of Europe that's transitioning as well to an energy capital of Europe. So we have a lot of common ground with Qatar. And some of that you'll see in, the guest lectures and the activities that will go on at the university, of which we share here in Doha as well. Another big challenge, or also an opportunity for us, in fact, is data and artificial intelligence, data analytics and artificial intelligence. So increasingly, business or other disciplines are gathering more and more data and using that data to understand the world around us and hopefully make better decisions. So that means that increasingly business management is interacting with other discipline areas like computing, artificial intelligence. And we're going to be bringing some of that to the classroom as well. We have 3 other sort of major themes as well that I'll just mention briefly. The environment and biodiversity. Alongside energy and alongside our general normal living, we need to be, as I said, caring and nurturing of the environment. So the university has a research cluster around environment and biodiversity. We also have social inclusion and cultural diversity. Cultural diversity, is often portrayed as potentially a barrier, but in fact it can be an opportunity. If we can understand the world around us, we can lever everybody's skills to get more productive outcomes. And the last theme that we have at the university, again, is a legacy issue of the university. It's health, nutrition and well-being. So why this brief introduction to the university and the 2040 vision? I wanted to say a little bit about the university that you'll be joining and the kind of culture you'll be studying in. But the important thing for us is that we develop you as individuals, we develop your knowledge, understanding and skill. We see you as being the managers and leaders of the future, and it's important that we equip you with the core skills to be those individuals. Okay, so now we're going to watch a short video clip and then we'll come back.
AFG College with the University of Aberdeen is ready to welcome students for the academic year 2020 to 2021. In creating a safe and enjoyable campus experience for our students, We are committed to providing you with physical distancing measures, and enhanced hygiene procedures will be in place to help protect our community. Our team will be available to help you at every step of your journey. Our support services are currently operating, offering impartial and confidential advice on a range of issues, including personal, academic, and more. Our students are our main priority. We're adapting our teaching spaces, library, student spaces, and gyms in line with physical distancing guidelines, so you can still enjoy campus life and the sense of community. We understand how important on-campus learning is to you. We will ensure you receive the same high-quality Aberdeen student experience, albeit delivered differently, bringing you world-class education. Your safety is our concern.
Okay, a little bit of a clip of the campus there, and the campus that's been operating through the pandemic. Of course, we're coming out of lockdown here in Doha now, as we all know. We will be adhering to the Ministry of Education and Higher Education guidelines, which might include still some physical distancing, but will certainly include some protective measures. Your welfare and the welfare of staff, visitors to the campus, is paramount to us, so we'll be operating strictly within those guidance that's given to us. A little bit about the future of the campus. You're joining at an exciting time. We're in phase 1 of Aberdeen's presence here in Doha, Qatar, but we're planning for phase 2, and phase 2 is a purpose-built campus, 50,000 square meters, some significant research centres coming to us. Also, we're welcoming other schools to the new campus, engineering, social science, computing, and they'll be joining, and the planned open date for the new campus is 2022. So these are exciting times for us here in Aberdeen, in Doha. So what do our programme degrees offer? I'm actually going to pass this over now to the undergraduate head of discipline, Dr. Fiona Robson, to talk through with you. What I just want to say, if you've got any questions as the presentation goes on, you can type them in the chat facility. We've got people here to answer those questions, and then I may sum up the questions at the end of the presentation. But Fiona, if you'd like to carry on, that would be great. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Russell. Good afternoon, everybody. As you can see from this slide, it's important for you to know about all of the support that you'll get throughout your time with us. So in addition to your lectures and your tutorials, we try to really develop you as future leaders. You'll hear from some guest speakers. You will get to meet some of the academics who come over from Aberdeen and really engage with research in our community. We offer some extracurricular activities, some of which are led by our students, and there's also a really exciting opportunity to study at the University of Aberdeen for a semester. So what do our degree programmes offer? So you get the same degree as if you were studying in Aberdeen, with just some minor differences around some of the courses, and you get to choose where you graduate, whether here in Qatar or actually going over to Aberdeen. As well as developing you as future managers, we also appreciate the importance of you developing friends throughout your time with us, who may be your future colleagues, and to give you as many new opportunities as we can. So what we are offering to you is, in exchange for all of your hard work over the 4 years, you will get a world-class education with a reputation for quality here in Doha. So I'd like you to visualise in 4 years' time, and this time in 4 years, you could be on this slide here, wearing your graduation outfits and having a really proud day for you and your family. The experience of students is really important to us. And as you can see from these quotes, our students really benefit from the time that they spend on their degree programme. So just in case you're not very familiar with the Scottish system, we thought it would be useful just to highlight some key points. So it's a little bit different, particularly from English universities, because the degrees are typically for 4 years, not 3. And when you join on a Master of Arts programme, and then in your final 2 years, you start to specialise. And the degree that you obviously would be going for is the Business Management and Legal Studies programme. So I'm now going to hand over to Professor Bain, who has kindly joined us all the way from Aberdeen this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Fiona, and thank you, Russell, as well. And I guess just hello to everybody as well. So it's very nice to join you from Aberdeen as well. So as it states there, I'm Mervyn Bain, so I'm head of school for social science, but I'm also one of the professors in international relations. And just to go back to a point that Russell made earlier as well about the university's different themes. The theme of social inclusion and cultural diversity. One of my colleagues within social science, John Bowen's actually the dean for that at the moment as well, and that kind of feeds into a lot of the programmes and what I'll be talking to you just for the next few minutes as well. So what I'll do is talk really about the international relations side of the business management international relations degree. So as it states here, it's really about addressing how organisations work and states and governments interact with each other as well. And as Russell said, that continually changing global and economic scene as well. So as it states here, the first bullet point is from the business management side, you'll gain this expertise and knowledge in business, as it states here, including accountancy and statistics. And from the international relations side, what you'll also do, or what you'll also learn and gain, is basically how states interact. Various different global issues, so as it states here, wealth and poverty, inequality, going back to what they said about the social inclusion topic as well, and also the as it states there, present concerns of conflict and peace. So really how the international system or international arena really works and how states interact with each other as well. So as it states here, and I'll say a little bit more as well, is that a degree in business management, international relations is going to open doors for you. It's going to give you a huge opportunity once you graduate, going back to what Fiona said about projecting yourself 4 years into the future, about different kind of jobs that you'll be able to get, and the skills that you'll learn as well will be really popular and wanted by employers as well. So this is just some examples as well that what graduates have gone on to do, and I'll say more as well. So it's local and national government. What I always say with international relations as well, some of our graduates have gone into politics, but we're not training people to be politicians. It's how the system works as well. Other people have gone into journalism and also maybe international development as well. But I'll say a little bit more in one of the later slides as well about other things or other jobs that people have gone into once they've graduated as well. Okay, so again, as it states here, you study both business management and international relations, as I've said, and again, as it says here as well, this is a really popular degree in Aberdeen. Students really like it because of the combination of business, but also this aspect of how the international system really works as well. So hopefully you will be joining us, and as I said, you'll be part of what's a really popular degree in Aberdeen as well. So again, it's going back to what Russell said, and Fiona as well, the way the system, your degree will work is you'll really be studying in two parts, so the business management side and also the international relations side as well. And you'll study an international relations course or throughout, or one for each semester out throughout your 4 years as well. Is how it'll work. And I'll say a little bit more about that later as well. What I think is really important to say as well about politics and international relations being PIR. It's inclusive and it's international, so that's with students. I think at the moment in Aberdeen, I think it's something like 48% of our postgraduate students are international, and also a lot of my colleagues in the faculty are international as well. So we have colleagues from all over the world as well. And what is also a really, really important point to make as well, with the international relations side, is that all points of view are welcomed. We don't have a certain political position that we are kind of advocating for. I guess it's one of the big things about the degree is you'll be taught analytical skills and how to make an or form an argument with no right or wrong answer in the international relations side, and it's forming that argument both orally and in written form, which employers really like as well. But it's really important to make that point as well. Therefore, in this slide, what we have is some of the things that you would study throughout the 4 years for international relations. Sorry, I've got. So I'll try not to choke. So there's a whole lot of different concepts that you'll be examining and studying as well. So things like power. So is it economic power? Is it political power? Is it maybe military power? Is it soft power? Be those kind of things as well. And then with security, is it maybe hard security as we think of maybe militarily? Could it be food security, economic security? So it's these kind of things that we'll be studying as well as states and sovereignty as well, kind of key concepts. But again, kind of touched on it. What's also important, and it's been mentioned by Russell and Fiona, is how the world is changing. So is it just states, or is it other actors which are also important in the international system? So it's governments, it's citizens, it's groups, it's these kind of things as well, as long as institutions, and maybe such as maybe the United Nations and things as well. Additionally, what you'd also be studying to analyse different things is be looking at maybe different cultures and different historical aspects, which are really important in understanding contemporary events as well. In addition to, as it states, ideas, values and ideologies. So is it maybe ideologies of certain governments, certain groups that is really maybe a way of understanding how they act and how they behave towards certain, I guess, situations as well. What there'll also be an element of is theoretical approaches. So maybe things like realism, liberalism, and constructivism. So different, I guess, international relations interpretations of events as well. So again, this kind of feeds in as a kind of web of different ways of analysing different events being important. As I've said a couple of times as well, it's contemporary events and issues we'll be examining through all the other issues above and concepts that I've mentioned as well. What's also very good at Aberdeen, or I guess we are proud, is another way of kind of really saying it, is we'll have a nice global coverage of events as well, which hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of as well, being important. And then finally, what's also very important is that research methods are embedded throughout the degree, and that's really important for as you progress through your degree, learning different skills that you can use as you get to a more advanced stage. But again, the research skills are really important for employers. So therefore, that when you do go to the job market, you have these really important skills that they like and they need. So again, it's embedded throughout as well. So you're learning about maybe particular case studies and maybe particular theories or whatever, but you're also learning these other more kind of maybe generic and graduate skills that are really, really important as well. The states that's embedded throughout the 4 years of the degree. Okay, if we can have the next slide, please. Oh. So I'll pass back over to Fiona. So this goes back to the two sides. This is the business management side of it as well. So thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mervyn. So on this slide, you can see the different courses that you would study in business and management. So in your first year, you'll get a lot of support to help you with academic practice for study, so that you can really understand about what we're looking for at university level. We'll help you with your writing, with your critical reading, presentation skills, etc., so that you are really geared up well to be successful on this programme. So in the first year, it's all about introducing you to the different aspects of business and management. And then in your second year, obviously it gets a little bit more in depth in marketing, statistics, HRM and international business. So you're starting to develop some more advanced knowledge and skills. In the third year and the fourth year, again, there is a step up that you're fully supported with all of the way, to make sure that when you leave us, that you've got a really good understanding of all of the key areas of business, which will open many doors in terms of the different types of careers. And a little bit later on today, I'll talk to you more about everything that we will do to support you throughout these courses.
Okay, thank you, Fiona. Thank you. And this slide is exactly the same as Fiona's been talking about, but for the international relations aspect as well. And again, how you progress through the 4 years of your degree. So in year one, I'll say a little bit more about politics, international relations 1 on the next slide. But then in the second semester, you're looking at issues of power and conflict. So therefore, as I've already said, you know, what constitutes power? How is this then impacting into the international system as well? And it's putting in place building blocks that you'll use as you advance through to second year and then into honours as well. Then in the second year, it's ideas and ideologies in politics, international relations. So it's maybe some key thinkers, some key ideologies, as I've already mentioned as well, and looking at how these maybe kind of merge together as well in the study of case studies as well. Then in the second semester, it's going back to, again, what's already been said as well about equality and inequality in global politics. Is that economic? Is it to do with race? Is it to do with gender? So it's all these kind of different issues, big issues in the world today, and how this impacts into global politics about issues of equality, inclusion as well. Then when you reach honours in the first semester, there's one course that focuses just on research methods. So there's, as I said, there's research methods embedded all the way through. But the beginning of third year, you have this one course that really looks more in depth at how you would conduct research. And in this, you actually get the opportunity to write a proposal as well. So that's a really important skill as you again go into your employed life of being able to write the things in certain ways for certain audiences as well. So it's a key skill to be able to learn. Second semester, you have a course in international terrorism and counterterrorism. And then when you get to fourth year, it's a course on Latin America. So again, it's maybe looking at various different issues within Latin America and using case studies. So again, it's equality, it's inequality, and it's maybe the role of the United States, and again, power and soft power and those kind of things with specific examples within Latin America. And then in the final semester, there's a course in energy, climate and politics, which is obviously a key issue today with COP26 and coming up later in the year as well. And excuse me, what you also have the opportunity to do in the first semester of fourth year is, instead of taking the course in Latin America, to actually do a dissertation. So that's a longer piece of work, but you'd be assigned one colleague who would work with you as you write your dissertation on a topic of your choosing as well. Obviously, we would work with you as well on that topic. So that's a really good opportunity to do a much more in-depth piece of work on a longer piece of work on something really in depth as well. So that's really the structure of the international relations side of the degree. And I think for the next slide, just to say a little bit more about the first year course. So hopefully when you join us, this is what you'll be studying in the first semester as well for the international relations side. So again, it's putting building blocks in place as well, and it's really what is politics and international relations. We all have an understanding ourselves, but it's to maybe look at it kind of more or in an academic way to see what we mean by politics and international relations. So it starts off with a global political history, and maybe starting from the beginning to maybe really the end of the First World War. What key events are there, and then also within that, giving yourself some different ways of thinking about the same key event. So why did, say, maybe the Cold War start, and giving different interpretations. So that's really important, because that goes back to what I said about there's no one particular standpoint. So it's not to say that one of the explanations is better, it's just to show you how different people have thought about the same events, to start building on that kind of critical thinking, which is a key aspect as well. Also look at different political systems and institutions. How do they both interact with each other? How do political systems in different parts of the world work? Then look at democracy. Obviously, very different interpretations and definitions of democracy in different parts of the world. How does that work? How are people represented as well? And again, it's not to say that one definition of democracy is superior to another. It's just looking at different definitions as well. And then towards the end, again, maybe linked together, you have state and sovereignty and territorial governance, how really the international system has traditionally worked with states being the most important actors. And then, as I've said, as you go through your degree, looking at other actors as well, maybe like international organisations, is as well being key. So that's what you would do in the first semester as well. And then this builds into the second semester and further through as well. And then again, on the next slide, to return to something I mentioned before, just to give yourself some more examples as well. If I remember rightly, for the next slide. It's the different things that people in PIR or international relations have got into. So it's a huge variety of different things. And again, the business, this interdisciplinarity with business management, it's a really excellent degree to do, because you're opening up a lot of doors as well. So it's not that you're just, as I said, going into, you know, a career in politics. You can go into a huge different array of different things as well, because you're learning a variety of generic and graduate attributes from both sides of your degree, which employers will really appreciate and really want from their workforce as well. So thank you, and I think I now hand back to Fiona, I think, for the next part. So thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mervyn. So we've told you about what the programme is, why you should come and study it, and what you'll be studying. We thought it would also be useful to talk you through how the courses actually work. So when you join us, our courses are all a mixture of lectures and tutorials and workshops. So lots of opportunities for us to share information with you, to be able to discuss things as a group, and to do some exciting activities. Lectures are normally about the transfer of knowledge. So the lecturer sharing with you the latest research, some of the key theory, and some really practical examples to help you to make sense of it all. In the tutorials, we expect you to be much more interactive and engaged, where you'll work in groups on case studies, presentations, thinking about the course assessments, etc. The lectures tend to be a little bit bigger, so they could have up to 70 students, and tutorials are a much smaller experience, so you'll get to know a group of students in a lot more detail, and you'll be able to really develop a good working relationship with that group of students. Our plan is that in September, we hope that most of our teaching will be back on campus, but of course we will follow all of the guidelines from the Ministry of Education. So we do expect that you attend all of our timetable tutorials, and that's because we've developed them especially for you, to make sure that you have the opportunity to discuss and show that you understand all of the key theory and cases that we talk about. And we do that to give you the best possible chance of passing each course. So we do take registers in class, and when things are online, we also have a system that can capture your attendance and engagement. And that's really important, because all of our research shows us that the more sessions that you attend, the better the chance that you have of getting a good grade on that course. So we really do encourage you to attend. So from a technical perspective, every course that you do that we've just talked through is worth either 15 or 30 credits. And each credit equals 10 hours of study. And one of the big things that you will find is the difference between school, college and university is the amount of independent study that you will undertake. So whilst you will have your lectures and your tutorials and seminars with us in a classroom, there is also the very clear expectation of the work that you will do at home. That could be reading, it could be answering some questions, it could be preparing your assignments, but you will learn to become independent and to undertake those activities at home, which will really support what we do in the classroom. One of the questions that we often get asked is about how we will assess you at the end of every course. So every course does have assessments, And we try to give a variety. So you will do some exams, there will be some essays, you might be asked to do some multiple choice questions, and there are also some interesting assessments around designing posters in your first year and delivering presentations. And that variety is important because everybody has some preferences, and if we did everything by exam and you're not good at exams, that wouldn't be great. So actually a variety is a really good way to do it, and we find that students really benefit from the different approaches to assessment. Another thing that may be a little bit different for you is that some of the assessments are done as a group rather than individuals. So you may be asked to do a group presentation or a group report. But again, we support you with setting up those groups, giving you feedback and helping you to gel together and work cooperatively as a group. We give you really clear information about what we are asking you to do, clear assessment criteria, and the dates that you will need to submit your assessment. Managing your time will be really important because if you do submit assessment work late, there is a penalty on the marks. So that's another reason why in your first year, we do that academic skills module to help you learn how to manage your time. Your work will be graded, so every piece of assessment you do will get a grade from A to G, and to pass the course, you need to get a D or higher. And we are looking for more than what you might be used to at school. So we're not just looking for you to tell us everything that you know about a subject area. We're looking for you to be able to analyse it, to provide critiques of work that's out there, to come up with solutions and recommendations so that you can demonstrate to us that not only have you understood it, but you can think about how to apply that knowledge. Again, we provide support in helping you to understand what we're looking for and by giving you feedback on drafts of your work. And through that first semester of year one, we will work with you so that you really understand the expectations around university and what we're looking for. If you are joining us into year two, there will be some specific support available because we know that it can be a bit trickier if you're joining not in the first year. So we make sure that you have specific support to help you with that as well. The other thing that we wanted to just share with you is about our wonderful faculty. So one of the brilliant things about AFG College with the University of Aberdeen are the academics that you will be taught by. And as you can see from this slide, we come from a really wide variety of backgrounds and countries, and that really adds a lot of value to your programme. We've all taught in different countries, we've taught in the UK, and we also have some colleagues with brilliant backgrounds in business and commerce that will be able to share their real life experience with you as well as their academic expertise. So we aim to prepare you for global business, so therefore that's why it's so important to us that we reflect that within our faculty to benefit from that wealth of experience as well as qualifications. Colleagues have worked in areas such as law, oil and gas, healthcare, sales and marketing, finance, mining and real estate. Most of our faculty have a PhD, some of them are studying, and our other colleagues have master's degrees. So you can be sure that you are learning from experienced business people who are well qualified and have significant teaching experience in how to support you through your journey. I'd now like to pass back over to Khalid.
Thank you very much, Fiona. Appreciate it. Good afternoon again, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. So my name is Khalid Al-Sharawi. I'm the Student Outreach Officer and Course Advisor for the University of Aberdeen. And I'm going to talk to you about the application process. So just a brief thing about Al-Falih Group with the University of Aberdeen. It's the University of Aberdeen provides higher education to students in Qatar who partnered with the Al-Falih Group to open its first international branch. And it's the first British university that opened in Doha with its own campus in September 2017. We are located in Marmora campus. So the rankings for the University of Aberdeen for 2021 are as follows according to Times Higher Education World University Rankings and the Guardian University Guide. We're in the top 200 universities worldwide, top 25 universities in the UK, top 20 UK universities, and 18th in the UK for accountancy and finance. The list of bachelor degree programs that we offer and postgraduate degrees are as follows. So we have business management, accountancy and finance, business management and information systems, business management and international relations, and business management and legal studies. Our postgraduate degrees are Master of Science in International Business Management, Master of Business Administration, LLM in International Commercial Law, International Postgraduate Diploma in Education with a pathway to a Master's in Education, and finally, Master of Science in International Human Resource Management. And all of our programs are accredited by the Ministry of Education, Higher Education in Doha, Qatar. So to the entry requirements for the bachelor degree programs. If you're doing the Qatari curriculum, you need to get to 65% or above in your Thanawiyya examinations with a 5.5 in your IELTS examination. If you're doing the British curriculum, you need 5 IGCSE passes at C grade or above and 2 AS level passes, or equivalent to 40 UCAS points. A completed ID certificate of 32 points overall. The American curriculum, you need the high school diploma with a GPA of 3.0 or above and a good mathematics grade. When you submit your application form to us, we would need your high school certificates and transcripts. If you're coming from college, we would need your diploma and your diploma transcripts as well, and a copy of your passport and your ID. So how would you apply to us at the university? You can call the following number and book an appointment with myself or one of the other course advisors. You could come to our campus and find out more information there. If you want to look for information online, please log on to the following website, download the application form, print it out, fill it in, and bring it with the documents I mentioned previously. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'll pass you back over to Russell.
Thank you very much, Khalid. Hopefully everyone's found the webinar very informative. I was just going to follow up on one point that Khalid raised. Khalid showcased the university's rankings, and one of those rankings is that the university's in the top 200 of the world's universities. That statistic needs to be just put into a little bit of context. There are 20,000 universities on the planet, so Aberdeen is in the top 1% of the world's university. It's one of the elite global universities, and as we've seen earlier, with a strong heritage coming from its 500-year ancestry. There's still time for anyone that's listening to put a question in the chat. One question that came into the chat, I'll just review now and tell everyone the answer, not the answer, or give a response. Somebody asked if the question about in normal non-COVID times, where are the classes? Are they virtual or live? Well, in non-COVID times, you will be studying on the campus in class. That's having your lectures in the lecture theatres and your tutorials in the tutorial rooms. Over the last year, when we've been variously in and out of lockdown, we've been operating a blended learning model, meaning the lectures have been online, but we've been offering small group tutorials on the campus. But just to reiterate, The university, as per all education institutions in Qatar, are governed by the Ministry of Education and the rules that they set down for us. So as we approach the start of the new year, which is around about the 3rd week of September, we'll be taking on board the guidance for studying in Qatar. Okay, I'm not sure we've got any other questions coming into the chat facility. I've got another program leader with me, Dr. Nishat Babu. Nishat, I don't know if your camera's on or your microphone, whether you would just like to say a few words and introduce yourself, because you'll be interacting with the students in the first year, but also as a program leader.
Yes, thank you, Russell. So hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Just been asked to join a little bit impromptu. As Russell introduced me, I am the program leader for the Business and Management degree programs. And really my role is to ensure that you are having a consistent experience, pretty much the same experience as the students are having in the University of Aberdeen in terms of the taught courses, in terms of the way that we deliver the courses and so forth. You will of course see me within the class itself for the first year for the introduction to the management of organizations, and then again in level 3 for the business ethics and CSR course. So really the program leaders are there for you in terms of any questions you might have about your degree programs, any assistance that you might need, and they're really there just to oversee that you have a really positive experience and that the standards are upheld across the 2 campuses, so the main campus in University of Aberdeen and the campus here in Qatar. And of course, as was mentioned earlier on, you have the opportunity to go to University of Aberdeen, normal circumstances, I guess, permitting, to really experience the campus over there as well, and to really get a complete experience for the University of Aberdeen. So yes, I'll be here as well for any questions you might have relating to the course. And I think also, Russell, we have Gianluca, who has joined us as another program leader as well. Thank you. Thanks very much, Nishat. That's brilliant. Actually, you've raised a really good point that Fiona was emphasising earlier. We are here to support the students. Being small relative to some of the other universities in the region, we do know all of our students. We meet them on the campus, we interact with them on the campus. It's a friendly environment and we're here to help you develop yourselves. We want you to be the best you can be, and we want you to represent the university in leading and managing organisations in the future. So that's just worthy of a note. Okay, so we're coming up to an hour. I think we've covered a lot of material. If you have any further questions that you want answering, Khaled has indicated that a number of ways that you can contact the university. You can speak to Khaled, you can speak to Nishat, you can speak to Fiona. I'm also available to speak to if you want to. If you just make an appointment with Khaled, that can be arranged. Okay, so thank you very much everyone for your time, and I hope to be welcoming you to the University of Aberdeen in September. Thank you very much.